dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew? It's your boy DJ New Kid, your girl.
Sierra Nicole.
We're back on the channel with some not different.
Yeah.
Not different. Back with some more crime and criminal reactions, man. We got top 7 reactions of innocent convicts set free. We've done some videos like this before, you know what I'm saying? And these always be a little touching because it's kind of, it be on some type stuff, though.
Yeah, especially when you, like, see how long they even sat before, you know, the...
And see what the kind of crime is, just seeing all the backstory.
I'm like, really?
Because you know what we just watched on Netflix still don't sit right with me.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that, though.
Y'all need to watch it. Y'all need to watch it, because I wish we could watch stuff with people, and we all chime in. But, you know, that's copyright. So we ain't going to be able to touch on that. So with that being said, man, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go, man. You want the first part, you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, man, lock it in with a thumbs up for it.
Please.
Oh, maybe we can go live on, like, Patreon or something like that and watch it.
That'd be dope if the people want to see it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, going live, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Eventually, you know. In the works. But let go.
This is John Bunn. He spent 27 years wrongfully convicted of murder.
I'm an innocent man, Your Honor, and I have always been an innocent man.
While living in Brooklyn, New York, Bunn was only 14 years old when he was arrested by NYPD detective Louis Scarcella. Bunn later spent 16 years behind bars and then 11 years out on parole, where he still fought to prove his innocence. Then finally, his conviction was overturned based on the wrongdoing of Detective Scarcella and the fact that there wasn't even probable cause to arrest Bunn in the first place.
I want y'all to know that y'all convicted and had a wrong man in prison.
And after 27 years of fighting to clear his name, he is finally exonerated.
I want to thank you, Your Honor, because in 27 years, I've been fighting for my life.
But before he leaves the courtroom, he has a moment with the judge. Bunn later filed a lawsuit against the city of New York and Detective Scarcella. This is David Ranta. He spent 22 years behind bars for a murder he did not commit. In Brooklyn, New York, Ranta was arrested by Detective Louis Scarcella. Yes, this is another wrongful conviction that's connected to Scarcella. Ranta was put in a police lineup run by Scarcella and was identified as the shooter. But decades later...
Wait, he was...
If you look at this lineup, he's the main one that's going to stand out. Reason why, he's in the middle. His shirt is different than everybody else besides his, which is white, but he's so on. So when you look at this lineup, if you just, somebody put this in front of you, you're looking at this lineup, he's automatically going to stand out because his clothes makes him stand out and his hair makes him stand out. So you might, if nobody's here, but your eyes going to always be drawn on him. People do stuff like that for...
And for some reason, everybody else, like, look a little bit more, like, clean.
And he's the only one that looks as dirty.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just because I don't know they tactics that they be having.
That's part of their
tactics.
Like
so, yeah.
Police lineup run by Scarcella and was identified as the shooter. But decades later, reportedly, the key witness revealed that the detective had provided him with a description of whom to pick in the lineup. There was no physical evidence linking Ranta to the killing, and the evidence presented to the jury was allegedly fabricated. Ranta was then convicted and sentenced to 37.5 years to life in prison. But after spending over 2 decades in prison, the former witnesses admitted that they were pressured into testifying against Ranta. And now, this is the moment his conviction gets thrown out.
Mr. Ranta, to say that I'm sorry for what you have endured would be an understatement and grossly inadequate, but I say it to you anyway. The defendant's motion to vacate the judgment of conviction is granted.
Go too late, huh?
After his handcuffs were removed, he hugged his family. With all he owned thrown over his back,
Thank you all.
He walks out a free man. After his release, he reportedly received $2 million from the state and a $6.4 million settlement from the city of New York. This is Susan Mellon. She was sentenced to life in prison without parole, based on an untruthful testimony. She was 42 years old when she was arrested in Los Angeles, California, at a McDonald's while taking her daughter to get a Happy Meal. But that was the last time she would see her child for 7 years, as she was charged for the murder of an ex-boyfriend.
You are under arrest now for murder.
I went to that.
Mellon's conviction was based solely on an informant who claimed that Mellon had confessed the killing to her. She was in prison for a total of 17 years, until the informant was proven to be a pathological liar and an unreliable witness. And now, this is the moment that Mellon's case is finally overturned.
The judgment is vacated, the conviction is overturned, and as to Ms. Mellon, the case is dismissed.
From tears in one moment to jumping in joy the next. When released, Mellon took her daughter to McDonald's to deliver that long-awaited Happy Meal. The state of California awarded Mellon $597,000 in compensation, and reportedly, the Los Angeles City Council agreed to pay $12 million to Susan Mellon.
Now the 12 will look a little better now, but
it's like no amount of money could like
and
y'all stole like she was 42 already.
And I'll say this
at the time, like y'all
all of these cases, it doesn't necessarily mean that they were innocent. The main thing this means is y'all went about the wrong way to try to convict someone. Instead of doing your job, you tried to take shortcomings and convict. We can't say necessarily all of them, but because technically the reason why they were free is because of the way that they went about the process to convict someone.
I get what you're saying, but
because the reason why I'm saying it, sometimes when people are free for innocence, sometimes they do be guilty. It's just y'all went about convicting them the wrong way. Instead of doing y'all jobs by the book, everybody tried to find the shortcomings to convict them. But at the end of the day, if they are truly innocent, do not, like in her situation, I don't believe that woman. Like, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like,
my thing is, main thing is
job.
if, piggybacking off what you said, if they are truly innocent, y'all stole these people's life. Like, y'all robbed them of so many years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's messed up.
But if they are guilty, at least do your job to prove that they are guilty instead of trying to find a way around it. Go.
This is Luis Vargas. He was sentenced to 55 years to life for crimes he did not commit. Vargas was 29, living in Los Angeles, California, when he was charged with 3 sexual assaults. Based on the similar descriptions of these crimes, police concluded that it was the same person that committed all 3 attacks. Vargas was later convicted on all counts, and he spent a total of 16 years in prison until the California Innocence Project tested DNA on the remaining physical evidence and clothing from one of the victims, and it was not a match, proving that Vargas did not commit these crimes.
He is in fact innocent because the evidence will show that it undermines the prosecution's case.
Vargas sat silently when he was exonerated from all crimes. Vargas only had one simple wish from his mother for when he would become a free man.
Please buy me a big hamburger and we eat it together.
Reportedly, after Vargas was exonerated, he received $886,000 in state compensation.
But one thing I did want to say was, especially with a situation like him, that money was not enough. Especially to be real, when y'all lock people up for charges like that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Especially an innocent human being. Especially if they don't have a criminal record. This is not their life.
16.
Now you putting them in prison.
Yeah.
For a crime like that. Y'all know what those crime rap sheets in prison?
Yeah.
You don't want to be on that end of this.
Most definitely.
So you never know what the hell he went through. Why he was locked up, because y'all done put that on him, and he's an innocent man. Yeah. Because people don't want to hear your side. Yeah. They were like, no. So you're here for this. What your paperwork say? Yeah. Paperwork lies too. Yeah. So y'all I gotta chill, bro.
This is Daniel Villegas. He spent 18 years in prison for a double homicide he never committed. In El Paso, Texas, Villegas was arrested at 16, where an El Paso detective reportedly threatened him with beatings and the death penalty if he did not confess. And the teenage Villegas signed a confession that was prepared by the detectives. He tried to withdraw his confession a few hours after, but by then it was too late. He was charged with 2 counts of capital murder. With the false confession being the only piece of evidence, the jury was unable to agree on a verdict. Villegas had a retrial and the jury returned a guilty verdict and he was given a life sentence. After spending 18 years in prison, the verdict was thrown out and Villegas remained out on bond where he got married and started a family. But now we're in the 3rd trial.
If the defendant will please stand.
This is the moment that Villegas will find out if he'll go home with his family or be sent back to prison to serve his life sentence.
The state of Texas versus Daniel Villegas. Verdict form B. We, the jury, find the defendant Daniel Villegas not guilty of...
Villegas is now a free man.
You are no longer under any conditions. You are free to leave. Thank you.
Reportedly, Villegas has filed a lawsuit against the city of El Paso. This is Ricky Jackson. He spent over 39 years in prison for a murder he did not commit. Jackson was arrested at 18 years old, living in Cleveland, Ohio. The main witness in the case was a 12-year-old kid named Eddie Vernon, who in fact didn't see anything. And he said the police did pressure him into testifying against Jackson, which then later led to his conviction. Jackson initially was sentenced to die in the electric chair, but after spending 2 years on death row, his death sentence was reduced to life in prison. Nearly 4 decades later, the now 52-year-old Eddie Vernon came forward with the truth, stating that he never saw the murder happen. Charges against Jackson were then dropped, and after being wrongfully imprisoned for 39 years, this is the moment that Jackson hears that he is free to go.
Mr. Jackson, you're going to be free to go. Life is filled with small victories, and this is a big one. I wish you good luck. Thank you.
All right.
Jackson is now outside for the first time as a free man. Jackson received $1 million in compensation from the state and an additional $2.65 million for lost income.
It ain't enough.
Especially when y'all originally had me.
I'm 18. I did
18, and y'all originally
40
had
years. So now, what, I'm 50?
What's that?
58?
No.
About 57, 58?
Something like that. Yeah.
So you telling me... Oh, go ahead, go.
No, I was just about to say y'all originally had me like in the document for the electric chair.
Death.
Yeah, sentenced to death. And then
what if y'all have...
Right?
What if y'all
That's
had
what
killed
I'm
me?
thinking. I'm just like, what if that wasn't lowered down to just a life sentence?
Yeah.
And that's messed up on so many levels. Just think of how many innocent people have died due to false convictions.
It's a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
The history, looking at this history, it's a lot. History of this place. But also, I'm 18. Mm-hmm. I just did almost 40 years.
Yeah.
The prime of my life is gone.
Yeah.
Do I have any kids? Does he have a wife? Does he have a family? He has missed out on being able to. At this point, he will have he's a possibility of having grandkids.
Yeah.
At 18, if I never had a child 9 times out of 10, I don't have a hope to have a legacy after me. That's the part that is mind blowing.
This is Kirsten Lobato. She served 16 years in prison for a murder she did not commit. At 18 years old, she was charged with the brutal murder of a homeless man in Las Vegas. She was first convicted of first-degree murder, but on a retrial, she was convicted on the lesser charges of voluntary manslaughter and sentenced to 13 to 45 years. And after spending 16 years behind bars, a new hearing was presented with evidence that confirmed the actual day of the victim's death was when Lobato was 3 hours away with her family, proving that Lobato could not have possibly committed these crimes. This is Lobato outside for the first time as a free woman.
I feel overwhelmed, I feel excited, I feel grateful, I'm so happy.
Lobato has filed a lawsuit against the Las Vegas Police Department, and her compensation claim is ongoing.
So where to now?
Okay, well, we got more people coming too.
Like I said, the biggest thing to take away from this is, yo, go do y'all mother job.
Go do your job.
Quit trying to find an easy way out.
Shortcuts, like that right there. That if that's the key evidence y'all use. Where was this evidence at? That like no one thought to like where was her whereabouts at? You know, like that. That's crazy.
It was an easy way for y'all to find out. Well, she couldn't have because she wasn't around.
Even here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She was 3 hours away. Easy peasy. Yo. Someone dropped, failed to, like you said, do their job.
But they ain't dropped the ball because the ball was never picked up to be played with.
You failed to do your job. I didn't say that. I was about to, so you didn't have to say that. but yeah, y'all failed to do y'all job properly. Like, I don't know. That stuff that's crazy.
That's and like sad. I always say, y'all are taking people out of their prime hood of their life. Like, think about that woman had the one woman who went to McDonald's to get
her child
a Happy Meal gone. Didn't get to raise her child the way she would like to raise her child. Mm-hmm. Somebody else had to raise her child. You taking away from people being able to even have a family. One guy, lucky enough, y'all let him out when y'all did. He was able to find a wife, able to have a kid now, and then boom.
Yeah.
Like, then one guy, 14. I'm 14 years old. Y'all arrest me for murder.
My thing
and I'm gone for 27 years.
And gone for 27. I don't care at what age I am.
No, I'm just saying.
I
just don't make
I'm just
no
like,
sense.
At the end of the day, I don't care what age I am. You robbing me, period, of my life.
Yeah.
Like, having to be somewhere where I know that I don't belong. It's messed up.
And prison ain't nowhere anybody should want to be, but let alone you're an innocent individual having committed a crime.
Having to be there.
Mm-hmm. That's nah. Yeah. Y'all need to do y'all job and do it the right way. And quit just trying to take the easy way out. But with that being said, make sure y'all spam us up in the comments. Let us know y'all thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. But as always, y'all know how it go. I do go by the name DJ Nikki. This is
Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar.